So I'm going for a short walk without my glasses because I can't find it. I think the humidity is up quite a bit because I'm still very humid from the shower I took. So I decided I would go for a walk until I evaporated. It was getting kind of stuffy. But I wanted to talk about this idea of seizing your own destiny and using your intention to construct a sort of path to the reality you would wish to see. And I say wish and not want because your perception of what reality should be must be in coherence with the reality that everyone else wants to see. And by everyone else, I mean within the locality you can perceive. Because there is an extent of which your wants and wishes for where you want the universe to go may be in decoherence with, say, a Zoroastrian from, I don't know what planet, what galaxy are they from? I don't remember, Andromeda or whatever. Let's say you have this. I have this character now called Zalgthrox. Zalgthrox is this hypothetical archetype of a galactic supervillain. Okay, these are your cosmic scale antagonists, and they want to see the universe architected in one way. These other aliens want to see the universe architected in another way, and we all are architects in that sense. We are building our own realities as we navigate them, right? I can choose to go to the left. I can choose to go to the right, right? And because there's someone on that side of the road and I want to stop and talk to them, I want to be on this side of the road. And see how I could have made the choice to be on that side of the road and stopped to talk to the person. But does she have a dog? I can't see him as a person. Let's see if we go there. But so see, that's what I was saying. I was actually going to be on the right side of the road, right? But and this is a excellent example of how choices ultimately are shaped by your realities around you, right? I, when I was talking about that, was thinking I would choose to walk on the right side of the road. And I had this explanation where it's like, oh, okay, I have to be on the right side of the road, right? Because I'm blind. I can't see if a car is coming from me. I can kind of do it. It's not safe. I can't read a thing. But if a car is coming from behind me, right, they'd be able to see me, pull over that way and bypass me, right? So that was my rationale of why I wanted to be on the right side of the road, right? And I could have just as easily chosen to be on the left. And there's nothing really stopping me from being on the right side of the road in that sense, right? I could have chosen to be on the right side of the road and walked past these ladies who didn't even seem to have an interest in saying hi anyways. But something pushed me to this left side of the road. Perhaps in order for me to give an example of the explanation of what really this phenomenon is driven by, right? So you have this principle that is very, very much captured in this app called Randonautica. And now Randonautica is this app that it's like a geocaching app, right? So I don't know if I've been into geocaching since before this channel was even formed, and that was in 2010. I was obsessed with GPSs in 5th grade, 6th grade. 7th grade was approximately when I started really getting into. 6th, 7th was when I was getting into lightning and high voltage and stuff. I always liked the weather and stuff. But anyways, so in 6th grade, the 4-H organization came. They also came in 5th grade, right? But in 6th grade, they came to our to Southwest, right? And they told us, they were teaching us about GPSs and how GPSs worked. And part of me believes that the school was kind of dark. Anyways, but so they started talking about geocaching, right? And mind you, this is before smartphones. This is around the time where smartphones were still super, super new, and you still got like touch, like the eye touch and stuff. What was this? This was a 2007, 2008-ish. Yeah, it was around 2008. I was 6th grade. 2008, 2009 is the 6th grade school year. So, mind you, the first smartphone was released in 2007. So this was before we had handheld GPSs or any of the kind of technologies that we have today, right? And you could ask Google Maps, right? And, Google Maps would tell you to take the ferry, to find the wizard and have him ferry you to the kayak that will take you across the Atlantic Ocean, right? But that's exactly what Randonautica kind of is, right? You got Pokemon Go, which is Niantic, which was, again, a Google. Well, I guess they kind of rebooted it through Pokemon Go in a way, but so that's a type of digital geocaching, right? But what Randonautica was, and I was doing this actually before the app released when I was in UF, where the app's premise was that you can architect the reality that you want by setting an intention, right? And generating a random point as you set that intention. And as you're setting that intention, you're thinking about, you're heading towards that point, and your thoughts, and you're observing reality, right? Like, there's a person walking across the street, I can't see anything, there's trees, I know this area, because for the last a little over 10 years, no, 13 years, in this house, on this road, but I ultimately am very blurred. I'm still taking in information, right, but there's nothing new here. But say that I generated a point, and it was in Sanford, right? And Sanford is all the way across Orlando in its northeast corner, closer to Daytona Beach. And it is a small district of Orlando from the 1950s. And I know, I've been to the area a couple of times. It's really nice, like a brewery there, brick roads, everything is really pretty. Cobblestone. But I don't know the area very well. And say that I set an intention to, let's say I don't even say the intention, because you're not really supposed to, say what it is. Then on the way, you're thinking of various different things, but if you stay focused on finding your answer in the process of taking the journey to that place, you will find the answer, not that you were looking for, but that you needed, that was in coherence with everything else, and you would use a symbolism of what that specific symbol means to you. If your symbol is in coherence with the greater world, right, but symbols aren't necessarily in coherence, right, that's the locality. But if you start to recognize symbolism, if you start to understand how symbolism can contribute to the greater narrative of the environment that you live in, you can start to read your environment not like a book, but like you're watching a movie, right? A movie with subtitles. It's like reality is giving you subtitles of what to do and how to navigate it. And once you start to learn the language, right? Once you're learning language, you can start to use these symbols as a sort of pointer to navigate yourself. Like, the way that I use this to symbolize my navigation is that the square, right, represents the matrix, right? It's like the matrix of memory. It looks like memory banks in a RAM thing, or it's the matrix, right? But it's the same concept, right? You're using units of memory to pointer, right? That's the malloc and the pointer, right? You take the malloc and the pointer and understand that these everything, all the symbols are pointers, uh, and when you read the greater program, right, you're literally compiling the program of the reality that you're on using these mallocs and frees and pointers and everything. That you're leaving stuff behind, you're going towards new stuff, you're allocating new things. And I know I'm starting to sound like Terry Davis right now, and I never actually watched Terry Davis because I think that if I started to watch Terry Davis, I would go insane. Not that I'm already not insane. As a matter of fact, he might stay me up. But so you're basically programming reality by reverse engineering the very foundations of understanding the principles of physics, of sociology, of mathematics, of business, of everything. Once you start to really understand how all of these, and really take some time to learn each of these. And honestly, if you pay attention in class, you'll get there. And I know I'm a dropout, but I still have all the knowledge that I collected over the years. My 140 credits, plus all my time in high school, plus all my world travels. I know I haven't really recorded much of that because a lot of those, I don't really know where all the videos are, but you can, you start to create a library, right, of resources that you can sort of interconnect the ideas that people haven't seen before. And when you start to make these connections that are implied connections that otherwise don't have any causal relationship but have this great web of interconnectedness, right? Where me and you, whoever's watching this video, I don't even know who will watch this video, maybe someone will comment. A couple of people, I have regular commenters. Hi Prinks, I know you'll watch this video. So these, I don't know who's going to watch this video, right? But so everyone's going to be having their own lives and own journeys, and I cannot directly influence your life, right? But you're watching this video, and then this possibly subconsciously influences you to take certain actions and navigate your world in certain ways, and that influences others, right? That's chaos thing. We're all interconnected because every single, when I speak, right, the air is vibrating, and that changes the air molecules in such a specific tiny way, and these pressure waves propagate in tiny ways, and everything eventually gets affected around the speed of light, and within with the max cap of the speed of light, right? As far as we know, and even with quantum entanglement, right, that which, in my opinion, it's two things thinking of each other, and consciousness is a fundamental, is reality. Consciousness is reality. It's what we can measure, it's what we can know. It's light communicating with light trapped in these memory locations which we call matter, right? And we have these different ways that things can connect, whether it's bijection, unijection, one-to-one, many-to-one, unicast, broadcast, right? It's all network theory. When you understand that reality is architected very similarly to a data center, right? And I know that I basically talk to myself every time I take a video when I'm outside, but this channel's so old anyways. But so you know exactly where I am. You can find out exactly where I am. You know exactly how fast I'm going. Well, at least. No, you don't, because when you're watching this video, I will not be moving. But you know exactly how fast I'm going in this moment, right now, when I have 4% battery at 7:20 p.m. on March 31st. But you kind of, especially if you've been watching my channel for a while, or if you've known me for a while, you can kind of get a construct of what I might do next, based on the patterns of things that I've done before, and the sort of influences that I tend to have on my surroundings. And you too can take, if you make sure that every action you take has, oh, it's so like this. I normally walk that way. I'll go this way. If you, especially if it doesn't. if you make sure every single action you take matters, if you make every action count, every step count, every iota of a moment count, then everything you can do in this moment, in the derivative of the moment, I think is the best way to put it, in the derivative of the moment, using your gradient descent analysis of everything you know, the greater vector field of possibility and probability, what is the best action you can take right now that'll benefit everything down the line? It's really machine learning. It's all machine learning. And you can be the architect of your destiny just by making every